Hey, what's good? What's going on, everybody? You already know we back at it at and it is, man. But we back at it for another week. So one thing I want to say before we get started, I apologize for not being able to get on last week. It was a lot going on, but I'm working on that. Got to get more comfortable with having to pull away, being comfortable and not being able to get into the market for the week. Even though those even though it is important to get in the market, make sure you stay tapped in. Sometimes other endeavors, other projects, families, things happen. So I want to be clear. This um channel is for the ones that has things to do, the ones that has a family, they are a parent, they are a person, they're a human being, they got children, maybe you don't have children, but you gotta work, you in school, you do ROTC, you are in the military, you do government contracting, you're a real estate realtor, you're an event planner, you're a salon stylist, you own salons, you're a business person overall, or you could just be a plain average regular Joe like I and you want to learn how to get into the market. You want to learn how to read this crazy market, so where you could be able to diversify your portfolio other than just forex. If you just want to do forex, you can. You want to be able to read futures, commodities, stocks, cryptos, whatever the market is, you could be able to get on confidently and read this. Now, you're going to have some doubt, and we're going to talk about more about that in our FOREX Is Stupid podcast. But for this week, in this episode, purposely, it's the chart analysis. So last week was in and out the week of May. I did not get on. So today is June 3rd. Yesterday was June 2nd, which is Monday. June 1st was on a Sunday. So this is the first month of our new candle. All right, so we're gonna see what the market played out. And honestly, I want to delete the whole thing from there. And then we're going to mark it from the month time frame and the week time frame. And then we'll go down to the day and see what happens. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's get it. Let me find my music real quick. And like, if you have not already pressed that bell, press that bell. This really just a journal for myself. So even if nobody press the bell, nobody watch this, I don't care. I don't care. No one really believes that I can do this, even though I've done it in multiple times. Even when I was with an MLM, I've done it, traded, but you know, when the economy changed, people change and they change what they believe in. So this is something that I believe in. I am a disabled veteran who cannot work. So this is how I make my money. And then I'm showing you how to do it. You can be in demo and you can advance, and you can get it to the live and you can advance, but you're going to fall some type of way. All right. And that's why I say force is stupid. So let's go ahead and move on. Because I need to find my charger. I want to go through this because we're gonna go through the main charts that we always go through: Nas 100, GER 30, GBP, JPY, gold, and JPY USD, and then we will see what it's set up for the month. Um, this trade that we did take, we're still right now in this trade. So even though I'm going to delete this, I'm not necessarily going to get out. I'm going to ride this trade up to see what it does. And if you wanted to see how we got those markets, make sure you stay tapped in for the um, previous weekly chart analysis. Um, but anyway, we're gonna go to start at Nas 100. Let's see what it did. Did it? We didn't. I don't think we took any trades for that. Um, so we'll go back and look at that in a minute. What is this? GER 30. Yeah, we're not gonna go over GER 30. That's not gonna be. That wasn't part of our original list. That was a trade I was looking at. Okay, GBP JPY. I think I gave kind of like a synopsis of it, um, what I think it may do, and it gave me more of a confirmation because, as you can see too, it broke the trend line, came back and retested it, and it's above this pivot point. So we'll talk about that on GBP JPY in a bit. Gold, we actually got into that trade. The wick currently hit that trade. And so we'll talk about that in a minute too. And that was a more of a one of the one or two trades that we could take for that week. And it was JPY USD. I didn't like that trade, but we did set up something where people could get in if they wanted to. And this is a 2 to 11 trade. We usually do a 1 to 3. So if you did the 1 to 3, you would already took profit, right? But anyway, now let's go back over this because I would be like, oh, it's the new month. It is a new month, but let's go back through the week. Because yeah, and we're gonna go to Nas 100. Okay, and as you can see, currently we have Nas above the pivot points for this weekly. It said if price breaks above the previous daily high, we're looking for buying positions and previous weekly high has been broken. So let's look and see for this. Did the market give us any indication of what we was looking for? Did it break above the high for the day? And as you can see, and that could be a trade you actually get into too, because since we know it did what we said it was gonna do, and we said if price breaks that high, we was going to buy, right? So I may get into that trade. Yeah, for the day since it did. But we're gonna go over this. And then do I? I'm trying to see if they're like not necessarily. Okay, yeah, it did on the daily time frame too. All right, so all right, so from the previous price did break that high, right? Daily high and the weekly. So for this one, okay, we're going to delete the chart because we're in a new month. All right, we're in a new week, and so we're going to start. We're going to do that. Okay, let's do it. So we're going to delete this chart. Two indicators. We're gonna keep the indicators. We're just gonna delete the drawings, and then boom. We're gonna go off the month and the week. We gotta draw the month, and then I can show you guys how to trade for the week without necessarily getting on every day because it's on a week time frame. So you know what I'm saying. But like the price break the weekly for the high, then you know kind of know what you're doing. Kind of yeah, you got it. You got it. If you're not, I'm going to have a little more tips and tricks that I put on here, and then make sure you guys stay tuned in for the FOREX Is Stupid podcast because I'm going to share some things that has helped me understand and some things that I'm confused about still, you know, in this journey. So we know that price is going what in a buy, right? Okay, cool. Then we had these two similar peaks where price made this previous low to previous high. Boom. And then came back down, made a higher low. So we continued to buy. Price came right here, created another higher high, right? But it's kind of equal. It didn't break the other high, so it gave you an M pattern. And then it broke the mid line right here of that neck foundation. And then price continued to sell. Boom. All the way back down. So I'm trying to figure some things out. I'm trying to see. So let's go off of the basic structure of what I'm looking at, okay? All right, your favorite YouTuber could definitely do something different. If they're the guru, I'm telling you right now, you should definitely go and be a part of them. But if you just want to learn for yourself, you can learn for yourself. So we doing here. You know what I'm saying? Your favorite guru is gonna lie to you a little bit. And they be like, oh, what makes you different? What makes you not lie? I don't know. You just gotta come see. All right. So we're gonna use this cable. And we're gonna mark our high highs and high lows for the time frame as what I see right now. So this is what price was trying to to break from. So this is the low. Boom. So it's a low. When price came back to retest that low, it got down there. It got close, but it didn't break it. So this low we're gonna make this low a lower high, and then you're gonna do that again, right? I don't know why I said copy. Oh, clone. Um, price came up, came back all the way down here, right? So there was a lower high, and then price has to break that previous high to continue to buy, right? And it did, right here, and it came back to retest it, which was there, right? But if you're looking on this, you can go low. It's still like similar low, and then this low came similar. So price hit this support multiple times. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Okay. Sorry about that. So we have our lower highs marked, and we can label those because I'm going to label them so we can. I'm just showing y'all how I see it, right? And then I'm gonna go down to my candlestick or whatever. Lower high. And then it's another lower high. All right. This is another lower high. This is the lower high that broke it. In order for price to um, change the character of the market, it has to disrespect these lower highs. All right, which means it has to come down and do something like this. So all we're doing right now is breaking structure. Price has to come down, will break this major support right here, which is what it is, and then turn it into a resistance. Boom, come back to retest. Now we have officially officially changed the character of the market, and then boom, we can sell down to here. Price continue to break those levels, we can sell down to here, and then price can go back and revisit this lower high to see if this going to continue to sell. You know what I'm saying? So the market do varies of things. This is the week. So that's what I want you guys to look at right now. The lower highs. All right. And then my lines that I'm gonna make here would be my high highs, the break of structure. And we're gonna go to break of structure. So you can see that. So this was the here. Um, I'm gonna clean it up when I get done. All right, break of structure to continue to buy. Price had to break this previous high and create a new high, which is breaking structure. Boom. All right. And then to do again, all right, price had continued to do break of structure, break of structure, break of structure, break of structure, and all the way back up to here. All right. So you get a break of structure here. You'll get a break of structure. Wait, oh yeah, here. And then you get one right about there. Break of structure. And then you got the final break of structure here. Price come back down, right? So there's many breaks of structure inside it, all right? So because we're on the week time frame, so we're gonna delete those. I just want you to see it. All right. But in the long term varies. Price started here, broke structure, bought up to here, broke structure again because there's a nice long buy all the way up to here. Price pull back down. Did not break that lower low, create a lower high. All right. And then broke structure up to here. And price brought to this here, and last break of structure here, right? So as you can see on the breaks of structures, the higher highs that I created, these were nice, strong high highs, right? Momentous from here to here, uh, from here to here. That was a nice little break. Then pull down from there to there. That was a nice little break. And then price pull back, right? And we bought back up to here because we could. And then price, boom, grab that, right? So this was a nice buy. All right. So let's move on to what the other potatoes are, the meat and potatoes are, because I don't want to stay too close on too keen on Nas 100 until where it's turned into a teaching session. I just wanted to point that out. All right. All right. So we are looking at this for a buy. That's what on the long term is showing. We saw that previously price had broke the previous high, the previous daily high, and the previous weekly high. So that was broken. We're gonna, what is this? Yeah. So I thought let's go to the money. And then we're going to boom. This is June. So we're gonna work off of last month. And as you can see, June is higher than, it's already in more profit than May. Right? All right. So we're gonna draw our lines on there, and then I can delete what I made at the bottom. I just wanted y'all to see how we was determined if this was buying or selling. But we're going to change that though. Excuse me. I think the three colors that we're gonna work off today is blue, yellow, red, and maybe purple. I don't know yet. I need dark colors to kind of essentially work off of, but they still pop up. You know what I'm saying? That's not it. So we're going off of this green candle right here. There is a wick down there, so we will pay attention to that. Right now, we're marking the previous monthly high, the previous monthly, yeah, previous monthly open, and the previous monthly close. And then we're going to be marking the previous monthly high and the previous monthly low. So right here, price closed here, right? Price closed here. So this is the previous monthly close, right? And this price open from the bottom because we're buying low, and we're gonna come out. We're gonna leave at the top. So the previous monthly open. We're going to mark the previous daily, previous monthly low. Okay. I'm trying to get it a little lighter. There you go. And then we're going to mark the previous day, previous monthly high. Sorry about that. All right. Now let's type it. Previous monthly high. Previous monthly low. All right, now we got that out the way. We got our previous monthly low, previous monthly high, previous monthly close. pre-money open. Let's go ahead and make some notes of what we see already in the market. Okay. So, um, for the month of June, price is already broke. Let me see. Price has already broke the closing. Broke our price has broken above the previous month close, but have not broken above the previous monthly high. All right. Um. Uh. What's the question? Oh, that was the notes for that. Okay, we're in a buy trend, so we have our high, we have our low. There we have this kind of essentially of our higher low because this week here is higher than this week. All right, so we're gonna drop down to our week, and we're gonna pull that down the notes all the way over here to where we can find it later. All right, boom, boom, boom. All right, now we're going to mark the previous weekly open, close, all that good stuff. So this is the week that we're in now. This is the previous week. Okay, so we're gonna mark this previous candle. If you pay attention to this candle, there's no previous weekly low. So I think the next color we're working off of is, I want to say purple. I don't like that purple. We're gonna go with this purple for right now. Okay. Boom. We just marked the previous. We're marking the previous daily open and close. I mean, previous weekly open and close. Previous week close because we're buying. And then previous weekly open for those same reasons. And let me straighten this up a little bit because there you go. All right. Previous weekly open, previous weekly close. And then if you pay attention, the previous weekly high is the same as the previous monthly high. So, yeah, so we're going to put previous weekly high. Same previous monthly high. All right. I'm going to put that there. And now we got it. All right. Price has broken above the previous weekly close for the week time frame. We're going to write that too. Okay. So where is the notes? Come down just a little bit. Price have not broken the previous weekly close. The previous weekly high and previous monthly high is the same. All right. So those are the notes right there. And we're going to move on down to the daily candlestick. Boom. this is today, and this is the candle that we're working off of. So we're going to mark that doji down there. And it does has wicks. So I think the color that we're going to work off today is, we'll do orange. Well, no. I'm trying to find like a pleasant color to work off of. If we can, that I can see. I already did blue. Let's just do green. There you go. All right. Gee, Whitakers, this takes too long. I don't really care how long it takes. Once I set these charts up, it's like cakewalk for the rest of the week. You know what I'm saying? So I don't care. All right, boom. Previous daily open, previous daily close, and then boom, 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 boom. I don't know how I did that, but for the green, then I need another green. And then we're gonna mark it. Nope. Previous daily high, previous daily low. And let's see what we got. Now, let's take some notes like we did on the other candles. Let's wear our notepad at that we got. Okay, well, that's that, but he was taking notes. Where did he go? Well, let's just go back up the time frame so we can just quickly find what we need. Oh, I see it. All right. Okay, you go. Because I need to see my notes. All right. So, okay. So, because I'm trying to figure out where to go. All right. Well, whatever. I'm just going to thicken these lines up a little bit. All right. So, as we looking at this, of course, price is already buying. It broke above the previous weekly open. Price also broke above the previous weekly close. And then as we go into the previous daily, price uh, breaks right here for today above the previous daily open, as well as the previous daily close. And then the previous daily high was here. So for that time being, price is above the previous daily high. Okay. Um, Along with the price being above the daily high, See, I have some green volume, which is some buying pressure, and then we are above the previous. We are above the pivot point, right? Because pivot point is down here. Price came down here, tested, boom, broke up, tried to well, it created a previous monthly high, and then price came back down to test this, creating an essential a lower high, and then we're looking for price to come back to retest the previous weekly high as well as the previous monthly high. So yeah, so the rule was if price breaks above the previous daily high, that we're going to get into the market. So that being said, um, where are my notes? I'm going to write that in my notes. Price have has broken above the previous daily high. Price is also above pivot point on the, the day time frame. And that's what it is. A lot of time, mostly my time coming from me just rap. All right. And as we drop down on the 4 hour, we're still above the pivot points on the 4 hours. Price has, like I said, broke above that previous daily high. And for the 1 hour. So, to find some points because we're on the 4 hour and 1 hour, price is still above pivot points in previous daily high. So we would essentially want price to buy back up to the previous weekly high as well as the previous monthly high. Looking for it to actually break that. That's essentially what we're looking for. So let's see if I can get something out of it. So we're gonna move this on out the way. We're gonna zoom on down. Yep. Wait, where's that? Where's that? Day here. Then forever. Oh, okay, I see what I'm doing. So I see where I'm at. So the previous daily low here, pivot point is here. So I could put my points actually below the previous daily open, previous daily close, if I want to. Okay, so we're essentially getting on this candle. 1 minute. I'll take a long position. Because once price broke it here, we actually could have got in on this candle and roll up. Price is pulling back. So I'm trying to see, because if I go off the day, yeah, necessarily have to go after the 4 price because I can adjust it. Yeah, let me see, because then essentially you can put, yeah, I can put my sell loss would be good there. Actually, I will essentially want my sell loss a little bit behind this previous daily high, just in case, you know. Entering on that candle right there. Yeah, yeah. And then I would do a 1 to 3 still. See where that goes. Yeah. And then if you want to do like a 1 and a 2 to 1 or something, you can probably go something like that. But I am going to go on 1 to 3. And then I'll give you the points too. I'll show you. I'll even show you the sauce of the points, how I got my points. I wanted my take profit to be a little bit of below the previous daily high. I get there. I don't need that trade anymore. Um, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do entry, take profit, sell offs. All right. So for the entry, we're gonna go here, and I'm gonna put in my phone. So I can go back and look at it. It's it's dang, hold on, let me see. 21,724.8. Damn, yeah, my bad, y'all. I'm gonna write that down. It is the entry is 21,724.8. All right, my take profit will be 21,982.8. And we're gonna put that right here on my take profit. 21 21,982.8. And then my sell-offs down here. $21,524.6. I'm gonna put that in there. 21,524.6. And then you have a for the take profit from 21,700. It's like a 200 pip right there. Well, actually, no, but you get a good bit of amount of pips on there, and then your sell loss is only same about. So it's because it's a 1 to 3. Because yeah. All right, so yep, that's my take profit for there, and that's all I got. That's all I got. We're gonna see what that look like, and we're gonna move on to the next one, which is gold. And then I'm gonna try not to spend so much time on gold, so I won't do that the little extra thing that I did on that this one. Uh, we took that trade for gold, and as you can see, we hit profit. So it was I think this was the only one I took. The other one that was there, I think I took a small one. But for this candlestick and purpose being, we're gonna go to it was this candle that made the trade hit. So and this was the 1 and 3. I don't know why this time frame ever. So let's see what this trade has before we actually break delete it. Mm. Price is broken above. Where's the previous daily? Previous weekly high. Oh, snap. The previous daily high was down here. And then price broke above that. Previous weekly close. So continue to buy. Previous weekly high. Price broke above. Pull back to retest the previous weekly close. Okay. Okay. And we're above the. All right. So you're looking for a strong buy. I'm essentially what we're looking for. So let's delete this. Let's go to the month actually. And then actually, we're going to delete the whole thing. Since we already know we're looking for it, we're going to delete the whole thing. We're just going to remove the drawings. And we're going to start off with this candle. All right. So this is the month. This is the candle for this month. We're going to work off this candle, the previous month candle. Okay. All right. There's no, off the back, there's no previous monthly low. There is a previous monthly high. As you see, there's no wick. And then let's mark it. Previous monthly high, low, open. Previous monthly close. Previous monthly high. All right, so this is the previous monthly high, previous monthly close, previous monthly open. Now we're gonna go down to the week time frame. And let's go to the candle that we was working off of. And we're gonna make sure we get a darker color tone so we can make sure we can see it. So let's do orange. Orange prevails. So this is today's candle, well, yesterday's candle, whatever. So we're gonna go off with this candle here. So that's the candle I'm working with today. So it does it have a wick? It does. It's right there. Okay. Okay. Previous monthly open, previous monthly close. Previous monthly high. And then my previous monthly low is right there. Make it thicker. Maybe you can see it. All right, maybe get a little darker. Try and see if you get a little darker. All right. Well, it don't gotta be that dark. Yeah, we this eyes really ain't gotta be that dark. All right. I'm gonna label it so it should help. Previous monthly, weekly low is wait. It's right. Sorry about that. It's right there. Actually, it has surpassed the low. So previous weekly low Where's the? Did I surprise that too? Yes, I did. This is the no, no, I did not. I was wrong. I'm trying to get my previous. That's the previous. There you go. Weekly low. Previous weekly open. Previous weekly close. And then previous weekly high. So price hasn't, let's drop back to the week, not the month. No price, previous weekly high. Price is not broken above the previous monthly high. Price not broken above the previous monthly high. Price broken above the previous weekly high. So we're going to go to our daily. Okay. Let's make sure I can slide that over. This is today. So this will be yesterday, June 2nd. So we're going to mark this candle since we're on the day time frame. And then we're going to see where we at. Actually, let me move our pivot point out of our eye. We're going to use blue. That's the last color for the day. All right. We're looking for the previous monthly. Let's go with blue. Blue is my potato. All right. Then we're going to mark that bad boy down there. And then we're going to get the highs and the lows. So this would be the highs. Oh, let's make sure we make that blue. And then this would be the low. There we go. And then we're going to make sure we mark those bad boys. So this is the previous daily open. Here we go. There we go. And now we got the previous daily close. And then to top that off, we have the previous daily high. And then last but not least, we have the previous daily low. All right. And as we can see, price has not broken above the previous daily high yet. Okay. So that was a note that we can go ahead and write down right there. Price has not broken above the previous daily high. All right. Let me see. I'm going to move that note over there. We're going to add our pivot points back. Price is above a pivot point. Here's some points that I'm looking at, some areas like this. like this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to see what we're gonna do with this. Because it can come off as an inverted head and shoulder, and this could be the neckline that we're currently in. But price could definitely come back to test the previous monthly. Oh, we broke above. No, previous daily. We haven't broke above the previous weekly high. We haven't broken above the previous. We haven't even broke above the daily yet. So we need price to break above the daily high to continue to buy. That's what I was looking at. So even though it's giving us some buys, some nice strong buys, I think we're in the crossfire of this neckline right here. So when price break the previous daily high, boom, and then we can get into it and let's see on our 1 hour. Have it done so? No, it has not, right? So in order to trade, price must break the previous daily high to buy. Keep watch on trade. Take trade once it breaks above. Because you can, yeah. Price is still above. Price is also above pivot points. It's on the 1, it's on the 4, that daily. Okay, yeah, yeah. All right, so we don't, think we, think there's, I think there's a head inverted head and shoulder being made, but we're gonna keep an eye on this trade. So that's all I got for this one. I'm not going to force that one. What are my value? My value is giving me pressure. It looks like some buying pressure. It's giving me, yeah, some buying pressure in here. Yeah, so we'll pull back for right now because there is some selling going on. Yeah, yeah. So price has to break back, break a per day close, go back above previous weekly high, and then the previous daily high. Then we could trade to the previous monthly high. Essentially speaking, but if it doesn't happen, then I'm not doing any of that. So we're gonna go ahead and lock this trade in so I can move on to the next. That was you, NOS 100 gold. Now go look at news so we can check out GBP, JPY, and JPY USD. Today's Tuesday. Yeah. So we have, I'm trying to think, GBP, okay, GBP and JPY. I'm sorry. So Monday, GBP was on a holiday. Tuesday, we have JPY in yellow. JPY yellow, yellow. There's no GBP news. And then Wednesday, GBP is red, red, yellow, red and yellow. So red and yellow for Wednesday for GBP. Thursday, what about JPY? There was no JPY. Excuse me. JPY is yellow. GBP is yellow. GBP is yellow. GBP is yellow, and then JPY for Thursday is orange. And then Friday, GBP is red. And then let's look at JPY. I'm not saying not going to trade GBP this week because it's not really, it's red and yellow and orange. So I'm good on the floaters. JPY, yellow Tuesday, which is today. USD was yellow and some orange, but that's fine. Deleted pairs JPY, JPY, JPY. There was no, JPY is yellow. USD is yellow, yellow, orange, red. Okay, so JPY is yellow main thing. Oh, there's some orange for Thursday on JPY, but then USD is orange as well. USD is also red, okay. And then JPY is none on Friday. All right, since JPY is the leading currency, we can look into that. USD's all over the place, but it's not the leading currency. So we're gonna look at GBP, JPY. And then GBP, JPY, I think I was curious on this trade because I think this was the 2-to-1. Let me see. Yeah. Honest, let me unlock the door. Hold on. Let's do it. So this was the yeah. So 10-to-9 trade. I think it was supposed to be in a I don't know. I don't know why. Let me see. GBP, JPY. I don't really like GBP, JPY this month. It did break this. So for the rest of the week. Yeah. All right, we're gonna cut that out. So it's now major resistance level. Okay, then that's the pendant level. Okay, cool. And then it broke above. All right. Let me go inside these candles real quick. Uh, for the month. Yeah, so price for this month is above. Okay, we know we profit on that trade, so I'm gonna take this way. We're going to Previous daily open, previous daily close, previous daily high. Then we have the previous daily low. I meant previous monthly. We're on the month time frame, so all this for the month. So previous monthly low. The previous monthly open. Previous monthly close. And then the previous monthly high. What's up, Nala? And then we're gonna do some notes, and it's basically gonna say price has broken the. There was a trend line. I don't know what a trend line looked like. Price has broken the overall trend line. Price is above the previous monthly high. I was trying to clean up the way I had messed up it. My bad. Okay. And then the month that we're currently in was the candle that broke above the trend line. So this drop down for the week. The main thing is this week and this week. So this is the week. All right, yeah. Yeah, okay, cool. And then we'll just do orange for time being. Hold up. I already ate. Yes. I mixed it how you mix it. Sorry about that. All right, so we have the previous weekly high. Previous weekly low. Previous weekly open. Previous weekly close. All right, so on these notes, price has not broken above the previous weekly high. So that's what we're gonna put on the notes. Wherever my notes are, I don't know. Uh, Where's my notes? All right, whatever. There you go. Price has not broken above previous weekly high. Now we're gonna put that down there. We're gonna go to our daily. We're gonna mark our daily. Thanks for this today. Then we're gonna make it. Let's make it pink. We can do pink. So just reset. This was a selling candle. That would be the open for that candle. That would be the close for that candle. And then this would be the low. So we're gonna mark it. Yeah, since we're selling, this is the previous daily low. Previous daily open. Then there's the previous daily close. There's the previous daily low. And then there's the previous daily, no previous daily high. So price made a previous daily low. It broke into the previous weekly close. So I do not want to buy this trade until price breaks. Well, actually, it's into the previous daily close. So I can get in here and travel to the previous weekly high since I know this trade is trading. Only thing is GBP is weird this week. So I don't necessarily know if I want to get into that specific trade. Let's see. So if you want to, which I would, I will find. Your daily low is down here. Your daily open, period daily low. I want to come back up to here. Have this period daily low, a little below that. And then, yeah, we'll hit the previous weekly high. Break into the. I'll do that reflect. Yeah, so we give it time. So if you're gonna take that trade, this is what I'm gonna look at. Price putting this into here, then going into making new highs. And then I'll give you the TPSL to that as well. And then we'll move on to the last trade, which I do not want to trade. So I don't know if I'm going to waste my time to even look at it, but we will see. So we're going to do an entry, a take and a sell loss. Okay. So we're going to enter in on um 194.812. So we're gonna type that in. 194.812. My take profit will be up here. Yeah, and that will be 197.354. That's what I'm taking. 197.354. And then I'm going to make my sell loss, which is down here. Honestly, I should make mine because it's pretty daily to adjust my sell loss a little bit. There you go. This is my previous week low. And then my sell loss is 192.99. So 192.99. 999. I thought it was like a lot of nines on that thing. Yeah, 192. So yeah, that's what I got for that. That's what I got. Okay, so we'll see what happens. I like it. GBP was news wasn't really that good. So news wasn't all that great. But there is an opportunity this week to trade. You good, bro? I'm trying to do some call you over there licking yourself. You good? All right. All right. So we're gonna move back. This is what we got. Wait. Boom. Then you're gonna straighten it out like this. Boom. There you go. That's what we got. That's what we got. All right. So now moving on to the last trade, which is GP, JPY Honestly, I'm not gonna cap. Not really feeling this trade. Honestly, I wanted to see if it's ever going to break this major resistance level. So right now, I'm not going to, because it did take profit here, but I wanted to previous monthly high. Yeah, I want to see what they do this week. So I'm not going to bother this trade or set it up just yet. I want to see, because it hit my take profit. Yeah, I want to see something with this trade. So I'm not necessarily going to do this one. All right, but I want to keep an eye on it. So, uh, did not like the trade setup or um excuse me. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really want to invest my time into this trade right now. So, um, because it's the month of June, I might as well go ahead. We'll just delete the drawings and we'll just focus on the candle itself, see what it does. So I'm not going to trade this, but we definitely going to just keep an eye on it. I don't really like it. All right. So previous daily, previous monthly high, previous monthly low. Right. And then price didn't break above the previous monthly high. So that's this week we will focus on. So we'll go ahead and mark that. Bro, okay, so this is the pre-weekly low, previous weekly open. All right, last entity we're gonna add in the reality fidelity. Uh, I don't like that one. I'm gonna go with the red. Did we already do blue? Did I do blue? I think we did blue. I'm gonna do white for a second. Let's see where they go. All right, there we go. Clone number two. Here we go. And then that'll be the high. And then uh previous. Come on now. Previous daily open. Previous daily. Previous daily close. Previous daily high. And then previous daily low. All right. So price has not broken above the previous daily high. Forever. The one has pulled back to the previous daily low. Let's put on our showing me selling pressure. All right, yeah. I'm just gonna watch this trade. So they do either to break above the previous daily high or break below the previous daily low. Looking for price to make a move above the previous daily or below previous daily low. News not good this week, so just watch this trade. All right, that's all I got. All right, so we have Nas 100. We got because I gave you I gave you two trades. Nas 100, GBP JPY, Gold, and JPY USD. Those are the three that I have for this week. I mean, yeah, the four that I got for this week. Make sure you stay tapped in. We're gonna definitely drop some more bangers, some more tips and tricks for myself. If you want to join this journey, you can. If not, oh well, there's a lot of gurus out here, quote unquote. So definitely go share their experience. But see you next time. We're glad you stayed tapped in with us. It means a lot. It does to me. And so yeah, I'll see you next time on here on it is. It's just life. Life is stupid sometimes.